And this one, I'm actually going to be doing something different because here, I've actually been making like this tier list in tierlistmixer.com, and today we're going to be doing a Pop Troll character tier list. Now, I've seen like many other YouTubers actually doing this with some of their favorite medias, but I thought maybe I should try to give it I thought maybe I should give it a chance for myself. So basically I have like a row of like different Pop Tour characters here. Now, do I pick these characters into this tier list I make is because I feel like these are some of the more prominent Pop Tour characters. Like the ones that many would actually recognize in the show. Or at least like some diehard Pop Tour fans like me or some other people at least could actually understand and their existence. I basically like have like 5 different slots here. You have extremely showy, which is like my personal favorite characters. Showy for the ones I actually do like. Mid for the ones I think are okay, but still have some flaws. We have Fog, which is basically like the bad list, and Hubcap, which is basically the worst character list. Yeah, I know, like it's kind of weird. But I mean, like I've made it clear that I absolutely dislike Hubcap. So yeah, here are like all the characters I've chosen. These are now some. Now I did see like people actually making like tier lists of Paw Patrol, but like some of those characters I just honestly don't understand, and like they are kind of incomplete in some way, especially when it comes to the Paw Patrol team members. This one right here I made is basically like contains all of the Paw Patrol characters, or at least like in the term of Paw Patrol characters, like all the team members basically. So I guess like without being said, let's just get into this list. And like we're probably gonna start with from the very first member of the team, that being Ryder himself. Now, of course, you guys probably know that Ryder is one of my top 10 favorite Paw Patrol characters. First. So he's kind of like a teeter-totter between like extremely showy or showy basically, but I guess like for Ryder, he is also like at the bottom of my top 10 favorite characters. I feel like he is like a very decent character, honestly though. I would say I would put him in showy though. Like he is one of my favorite characters, but I mean like I guess like it's just the way and how he's portrayed in the Paw Patrol show. Like he's it's like he's perfect, but he's just too perfect. Like basically. Hold on. I I guess they didn't see it. But yeah, like I guess like my problem with Ryder is the fact that he is literally the definition of like too perfect, I would say. Like you don't really see him like struggle a lot. You do like in the moments that you do, it's just like it's not there sometimes. And it's also like he's also like really funny when you see him like broke out of his like happy state. Like I know he's always like happy go lucky, but that for the most part, we always know that Ryder is the more serious member of the team. At least like in the sense of like a main protagonist or a mentor type of way. Okay, next up, moving on to the next character, it's basically Chase, basically. So for Chase, again, he's also in my top 10 favorite Pop Tour characters, basically. Now, I'm not gonna like do like I'm not gonna do it the way like how the front the front is like basically like the best of each tier list. It's not gonna be like that. It's just like this is where I'm gonna put every characters basically. For Chase, this one is a little bit of a teeter-totter because like I said, he's one of my top 10 favorite characters, but I don't know where to put him in extremely showy or just showy. I would say that maybe he is like in the showy part, mostly because like he is often like depicted as the too perfect one. But I think for me personally, he like this character in the movie actually really does kind of like shine. Of course, like in the first movie, like we actually get to know why he's like traumatized of like going back to Adventure City, but at the same time, that was also like in a different timeline as well. So like, I don't know. Like, am I gonna be using like movie factors to like determine where they end up in this tier list? Well, I guess I could say yes because like, while the movies are technically non-canon to the show, it does provide like a little bit of a world building to how they were introduced into the team of Paw Patrol. So I guess for Chase, well, I guess like his backstory was actually very compelling in the first movie. And like he does certainly have like a little bit of a character growth. Like I do remember like in the first two seasons of Paw Patrol, he was always like the all serious work type of pup. But then like recently he's like already like developing into like a more open pup and like the gentle giant in the main six. Or like the main seven or the main eight. Because like yeah, I included Robodog in that. So I'm gonna actually put him in extremely showy though. Yeah, he's gonna be like my first entry in extremely showy. Alright. Next up is Marshall. Marshall. On one hand, he used to be like one of my favorite characters in the show. Well, wait, hold on. Show. But see, the thing is, like back then when I was a kid, I actually kind of really do like Marshall. But I feel like in the recent era of Paw Patrol, he's kind of like, uh, I want to say he's a little bit dull. Mostly because like his jokes just doesn't land sometimes. I mean, like he is the Joker of the team, but like sometimes his joke is just like it doesn't really vibe with some other people. Apparently, I've heard like even my friends sometimes kind of cringe when he ever does his jokes. I mean, I still like his jokes though. So, oh yeah, I think it's also gonna be like I'm gonna be honest. Like most of the Paw Patrol members are gonna be like teeter tottering on extremely showy and showy, which is like my favorite character spots. Um, Marshall, this one is actually hard, but I guess like if I'm gonna be fair, like he is also like in the bottom five of my top 10 favorite Paw Patrol characters, so I'm gonna put him in Showy alongside Ryder. Okay, for the next member is Sky. Now for Sky, I think you already know where she's gonna be going. She's obviously in my extremely showy spot. Now, of course, like you guys probably know, I like Sky. Sky is my favorite Paw Patrol character, and of course, she is gonna be extremely showy. Now I know it sounds like it's my bias of Sky talking, but I mean, come on, she's definitely like one of everyone's favorite characters, though. I mean, heck, even if you don't like her redesign in the new pipeline, I still think she's definitely one of the best characters. I mean, she's just a cinnamon roll, and also because like I do ship her with Chase a lot, so I guess like it doesn't really help the fact that they're voting here. But yeah, like I do really like Sky. She's still actually like one of the few cartoon characters that made me like the color pink. Like I know blue is like my favorite color, but like Sky with her pink, it just like fits her well. Also because her pink always reminds me of lightning powers for some reason. Like I know like her powers in Mighty Plus is like wind, but to me, I see her as lightning. And like, yeah, basically, I just don't have anything else to say about Sky, other than the fact that she is, of course, my favorite character. Okay, now who do we have next? After Sky is Rocky. Okay, this one is actually a little bit controversial because, like, I think you guys probably know that Rocky is, like, not really one of my favorite characters in the main six. Now, of course, to be fair, I could have put him in, like, mid, but I guess, like, if I do, many Rocky fans were like, oh no, you shouldn't have put him in mid, that's a grave mistake. So I guess, like, well, I mean, like, then again, I do really like Rocky's development, especially in his recent special episode in Rocky's Catastrophe. So I guess like that movie kind of does save him a little bit. He's still like in the bottom of my favorite members of the main six, or basically like the main eight. Uh, I guess like if I'm gonna be fair, like Rocky's still a decent character though, so I guess like he's gonna go in the showy. Next up is Zuma. Now, I know like it should have been Wubble because he's the member number six in the team, but it's actually Zuma. He's actually the sixth member of the team. And like the reason why that's the case is because like the vehicles actually correspond to like the order of vehicles that have been made. Zuma, yeah, like you guys probably already know, I love Zuma. He's actually like in the top five of my favorite Paw Patrol characters, so of course he's gonna go into the extremely showy. I mean, come on, you cannot deny Zuma is like literally everyone's favorite character. He's the most underrated member of the team. Well, I guess like if we're just gonna limit your context to the main members, basically. See? Like of course, like the reason and why I made the top spot to be extremely showy is because this is also based on Gokaiger, and that's also like what Zuma always says in my Whiteout story. I guess like I guess I'm gonna also have like my Whiteout story factions to be like a factor, like where everyone gonna goes. Next up is Wubble. Wubble, honestly, like, I feel bad that Wubble actually gets a lot of hate from most Paw Patrol fans. I'm not one of those people, honestly. Like, to me, like, Wubble is just a fun guy. Like he's just also like really fun. I love Wubble. He's just a little cinnamon roll like Sky. Well, I guess like he's the big fat cinnamon roll, but like I still love him. So I guess like for Wubble, I could, well, like because I still love him and I do really like Wubble and Crew as well. Yes, I know I'm gonna hear like a lot of screams of confusion. I'm gonna put him in Showy. Like I just really love Wubble. I also don't have like a clear shot of Wubble in the Paw Patrol show, and this shot of Wubble is actually from his spin-off series. Next up is Robodog. Now I know this should have been Everest, but come on, we all know Robodog was actually the true first secondary member of the team. Robodog? Well, I guess, like, if I'm gonna be fair, he doesn't really do much other than the fact that he's the team's transport member. Like, he's literally the one that brings the team anywhere, but outside of that, he doesn't really do anything. Maybe he does help Ryder with, like, upgrades of, like, the Paw Patrol tech. I mean, like, he does drive, like, a lot of the transport vehicles. But, if I'm gonna be fair, he doesn't really do that much. But I still do consider him as a character. Or like not many people actually consider him as like part of the Paw Patrol team. I'm one of the people that actually considered him because like I do make him like think that he's like the Zane of Paw Patrol. I mean like Ninjago Zane of the Paw Patrol series. Despite a major plot hole with Wubble in season. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, yes, Hanno, like, I like Wubble because, like, he's just my favorite character, okay? Like, he's not really in my top 10, but, I still like him nonetheless. It's not like, I'm not like any of those, like, Wubble dislikers. Anyways, back to Robodog. Um, I'm gonna be honest, he's gonna go into the mid. It's just because like I feel like he doesn't really do much outside of like transporting the team. Like the only times we actually see him in action was like in that one episode in season 3 where the KCC swept the Paw Patrol. Oh yeah, it's actually a good time to mention that I'm not gonna be including like groups of characters that like the KCC because they're technically all just like the same characters or Digi and Tal. Okay, now we're gonna get to like yeah, but for Oberdog, I'm gonna put him as mid, basically because like I said, he doesn't really do much outside of transporting the team to like a different location. Next up is Everest. Everest is also in my top 10 favorite Paw Patrol characters, but she's also like in the bottom 10, in the bottom 5 at least. But I guess like people also really do love Everest, so I guess like it's kind of like obvious. I'm also gonna put her in the showy. I do like her as well, but it's just like I just don't know if she's like anywhere near like my liking for Sky Chase or Zuma. So I guess for Everest I'm gonna put her in the showy part. Next up is Tracker. Okay, Tracker is actually another easy one for me. I do know that he's actually going to be going into the showy part of the team as well. It's also because mostly like his return in the new pipeline is just like so surprising, and I'm actually glad that he's back. But the sad part about that was that he was only there for like one episode in season 12, which is like I think we can all agree season 12 was definitely one of the divisive Paw Patrol seasons that's ever made. For Tracker, because of like I do really like his movie Valiente, hey, a little bit. I think he's gonna go into the show era, and also like some of these lists are also affected from like their placements of the movie. He's like basically like the special movies like Mighty Pups, Ready Race Rescue, Jet to the Rescue. You can name it basically. Like Waki, I was actually gonna put him in mid, but it was thanks to this special episode that actually made him a little bit more compelling. And like Marshall, I'm putting him in showy because like we are gonna be getting like his movie later on with the Dino movie. He like that's already confirmed to be a Marshall focus with Rex, basically. Okay. Alright. Now let's see. What's this next actually? Well, I said we're gonna continue on with the Paw Patrol members. Let's see, after Tuck, I don't think there was like any new Paw Patrol members until like what, season 6, I believe? Yeah, I don't think like in season 4 or 5 we get like new members, so I guess like that means we can skip into like season 6 and then like we have basically the Mighty Twins basically. Let's start with Tuck. Now I'm gonna be honest though, between the Mighty Twins, Tuck is not really that compelling to me. I actually kind of feel like that he's just basically a weak. Now I know like people also like clown on the fact that some Paw Patrol characters are like a reskin of like the already existing characters. I feel like Tuck was actually one of those characters though. Because to me, like at least he's just like Marshall but blonde. I don't know why I say it like that, but like that's what he is to me. But for Tuck, unfortunately, I just don't really vibe well with him. So I guess like I'm gonna put him in mid alongside Robodog. Okay, I guess probably could. Oh, like yeah, because like I feel like his powers is just like I feel like he could have gotten like a little bit more out of his shrinking powers. Honestly, like at least for like Ella, I think she's like a really good Hood Mighty Pup, but like Tuck, like I wish like for Tuck you can have like some type of shadow clone ability with his shrinking power, so he can like be, so it'll be like hard for the enemies to like try to grab him. Oh, like move. Speaking of which, we're gonna move on to Ella. Um, yeah, I guess like Ella, I can say that she's is probably a little bit better for the better twin for me at least. Mostly because like she is also like the only Mighty Twin that kind of like made it to the end of my Whiteout series. Tuck kind of did, but he already moved on to the afterlife. So like, yeah, I guess it's like I do really like Ella as well. She's also kind of adorable, oh, especially when you consider the fact that she's the only pup with pink nose. Nose like all the other pups have like black nose, including Robodog. But Ella here, she has like pink, and I thought that was kind of cute. I also had like on how like in the Big Twin Trek episode where she was like disguising herself as a statue. I thought she looked good with that crown ornament, and which is why that's the image of Ella I have here. So I guess like for Ella, I guess I could put her in Shoei. I now this kind of comes in like a surprise, but I actually kind of ship Ella with Zuma. I don't know why. It just feels kind of right. I know people always like ship Rocky with Zuma, but for me, she's with Ella. He's with Ella basically. He. What was I again? What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the tier list. Okay, so let's see. I don't think like there was any other new members in season 6 other than the Mighty Twins. So I guess like for season 7 we do get two more. Let's see. Rex. I actually really like Rex though. Oh, I think he's gonna go into extremely showy for me. Now the reason why I put Rex in extremely showy is mostly because, well, he's actually kind of a more powerful character in the Grand Prix game. Now, at first when Rex debuted, I didn't really vibe with him until like I get to like play as him in the Paw Patrol Grand Prix game, and I would say like he is definitely a monster in that game because like he literally has like the abilities of Sky and Chase combined. Like his Dynaclaw ability kind of like slows down the other racers like Chase's Silence, but he also gains like a speed boost like Sky's Jet boost. So I guess like in that scenario, I think like Rex was actually like one of the more balanced character. Even though he does feel a little bit slow to use, he was always gonna be. He was actually a bit of a threat, especially when he's like right behind you, basically. And also because like the Dino movie is just right around the corner, and I am gonna be watching that movie to see it for myself because like I know people's opinions in the about the movie is like not really helpful that much. So I guess like I'll have to see it for myself to see how well this movie is. And also because like I do will like see Rex again though. It's been a while actually. Speaking of been a while, hell, the characters I haven't seen in a while, Wildcat. Obviously, he's gonna go up in extremely showy. Like you guys know, Wildcat is like one of my favorite characters. I feel, and I've not be the one here to say it. He is the most game-changing Paw Patrol character ever. Why? Because he's literally like the first cat member of the Paw Patrol, and he basically debunks the theory of like only the pups can talk, but like Wildcat literally is the cat that can talk without the assistance of a mighty meteor, basically. Unlike Copycat, basically, because like Copycat, he was able to talk because of that meteor that got stuck in his teeth. For Wildcat, he didn't even need any power ups. He's already like a naturally born cat that can speak. So he was actually a little bit more. He was obviously gonna be the more interesting character. Or, it's also like being like the first cat in the Paw Patrol team. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put him really high. Hey, obviously, I think like some people, I think I can also speak for many of us that we don't really like Wildcat's like new design in the Cat Pack sub-series. But I mean like, as long as they don't change his character personality, it's still the same Wildcat. It's like when Ninjago got the movie redesigns. Like they don't really change the ninja's personality because like we do know that's the ninjas that we all know love from like 2011. So like I guess like my liking for Wildcat is like the same reasoning, and like my reasoning to love Wildcat and its new design in Cat Pack is basically like the same reasoning I have with Ninjago when they went to the movie redesigns. And also because I also really like Wildcat's color scheme in the original Motive Pups, like being like red and white, and like his bike being like silver, and the black leather jacket's just really cool. I mean like still for his bike, I still kind of prefer his like cheetah bike though that he got later on in Cat Pack because I do really like that MotoGP type of racer. Okay, let's see. Now I know like people would probably say like it should be like because like I put Wildcat next, the Cat Pack should go next. But no, after Wildcat, it's actually Liberty. Liberty, honestly, she's also like one of the more characters that I feel like teeter totters between extremely showy and showy. For me, I'm gonna put her as showy though. Now, uh, honestly, I'm gonna be real here with you guys. A lot of characters are probably gonna end up in the showy A list of this tier. Now, I think like Liberty actually kind of feels like they just remade Wildcat, but only as a dog. I mean, like literally, I feel like I was actually gonna put Liberty alongside Wildcat in Extremely Showy, but I thought a bit clearly, and like I just started to realize that Liberty is literally just Wildcat, but dog. I mean, like the one similarity I can see between them is the fact that they literally have motorcycles as their main vehicles that also has a speed boost. The only thing that differentiates the vehicles is the fact that Wildcat has like a yarn ball launcher and like grip and like tire claws. Well, for Liberty, it's extendable. Like it can like stretch to like reach further objects, basically. Like if you've seen like the show, you can kind of understand what I meant. And yeah, I mean, I still really like Liberty though. The only thing I'm kind of like a little bit iffy on is the fact that I don't really know what kind of color kind of fits well for Liberty. Like if you guys, it's like go to my White Oak series, like you guys probably know that Liberty's color in there was like a light blue color, but we all know that Liberty's color was like a peach pink type of color. So that's also like another reason why I'm kind of like confused about Liberty. Like I do really like her character though. So it's kind of sad that she's not gonna appear in the Dido movie later on because like from what we see in the trailers, we don't see Liberty. But then again, it kind of makes sense, like why she wouldn't be in the movie, because like the movie takes place in like a jungle island filled with dinosaurs. So like it wouldn't really make sense to have like a city pup in the Dino movie though. I guess like you could technically make the same argument for like the main six, but they've always been like well-rounded rescuers. So I guess like they kind of fit well for any kind of scenario. All right, next up. Well, I guess like for After Liberty, we kind of do get to the Cat Pack part, but this one is actually kind of confused because like I don't know which Cat Pack I should do first. Well, I guess like technically speaking, like for me, like the first Cat Pack I watched was definitely Wildcats, and then Rory, and then Leo, and then Shade. I guess we're gonna start with Rory first though. Now for Rory, I'm actually gonna be putting her in the showy stage in here. Now, I guess like if I'm gonna be honest, like Rory was actually like one of my favorite Catpack members, but after doing some like whiteout stuff in my time of like writing the whiteout story in DeviantArt, Rory just kind of fell off as a side character, which is kind of unfortunate. That but yeah, like in the show, I actually really like her character though. Like she's definitely the most athletic and agile member of the team. Basically, like I think I don't know if anyone has mentioned this other than me, but like she always reminds me of the Wii Fit trainer from Nintendo Wii. I don't know why. I think it's like because the fact that she's literally a white British short hair cat with like some blue accents, which is literally like kind of reminds me of like the Wii Fit trainer, the female trainer that is. I don't know. I feel like Rory would probably like play a lot of Wii Sports in her day off from superhero stuff, you know. So I do really like that she's also like a white tiger as well, though. Like I know like I love tigers, but I always feel like the white tigers are like really cool looking though. So I guess like I'm kind of like kind of like the fact that Rory kind of like represents a white tiger. I used to thought that Wildcat would be the tiger member, but I guess like hey, for Rory it makes a lot more sense. And also because like we've seen tigers in the Paw Patrol show. All right, let's move on to Leo. Now Leo, hmm. Unfortunately, I feel like Leo is the most forgettable member of the Cat Pack. Like, I don't really see people like talk a lot about him. Well, I guess like this gonna comes as no surprise. I guess like of the Cat Pack members, like Leo is a little bit the most forgettable. I don't really see people talk a lot about him though, but I guess I do really like the fact that he represents a lion, and also because like his tail has that like one big chunk of fluff, kind of like a lion's mane. Like he's literally in the color of a lion's mane. I guess I could put him as mid. It's basically the safe bet for me to put him though. For Shade, it's obvious. Shade is definitely up there with Wildcat for me. He- Now, it could just be from the factor like she's literally the base for Veronica in my whiteout story, but for me and Heno's whiteout story, like she's literally where we got the idea of making Veronica. But I guess like Shade, it's just I guess like me and Heno, we really like this character though. Oh, and also the reason why she's also like at the top of my favorite character list is mostly because well, she's literally the closest we get to a ninja member. Like we were so close to have like a ninja themed sub-series apparently, but they got canceled mostly because of the controversy that revolves the headbands in Pop Fu. So I guess like they wanted to like avoid that kind of scenario, but like it's hard to see it's kind of hard not to see the ninja aspects of Shade. I know she's supposed to be like the super spy member of the Cat Pack, but honestly, it she just feels more like a ninja to me. At least like her alongside Liberty felt like ninjas. Like Liberty's more like the ninjas that don't bother to hide, like the ninjas or Ninjago, basically. Well, Shade is basically like the proper ninja that focuses on stealth. I mean, like, yes, I get that Shade was probably like more the super spy, like Chase, but she's definitely the ninja of Paw Patrol. Moving on to Al. Now, I know some people would probably put Al in the bottom. I'm not one of those people. So I guess for Al, I guess like the safe bet is that I'm gonna put him in mid, honestly. I don't necessarily hate Al. I think he is just like a compelling character. Like he's just has a basic Paw Patrol character. He doesn't really deserve all the hate, let's be real. I guess like one of the few things like why people hate Al is because like he's literally named after a character that we already know, Farmer Al, and like Japan actually did it a right thing by renaming him to Axel, which actually feels like makes a lot more sense. Like to call Al Axel because like it kind of correlates to his trucker role basically. I do really like Al's color schemes though, but then again when I look at it, his color scheme or like color palettes are basically like the a remake of Wildcat as a dog. I mean like both Al and Wildcat, they both utilize the color white, red, and black for their outfits, and the vehicles are like red, white, and silver. So like, yeah, And like they always associate themselves with red as well, so like that doesn't really help a lot. But then again, I don't really hate Al by any means. I just genuinely think that he's a really good character. Also, after rewatching Big Truck Pups, I now can't unhear Wheeler because like his voice actor plays Wheeler and also plays Azuma in the movie first, or at least in the second and third movie apparently. Moving on to the next one, we have Coral. Now, this one is actually the one that Coral is actually interesting because like people always clown on her because of her being like a recolored version of Sky. I really like Coral though. I think she's actually adorable though. But I just don't really think that she kind of holds the candle to Sky. I do have to admit she is really adorable. But if I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna put her in Showy. That's gonna be like where I'm gonna put Coral. At least it's because like I personally like Sky more because she is the cinnamon roll of the team. But I guess like you could technically count Coral as one as well. I also really like her color scheme though, and if I'm gonna be honest, Coral was actually the reason why I made Stella. Now I know like Stella is like Sky's daughter in my Rider series, but Coral was actually the reason why I made a Stella in the first place because she actually because the same it's the purple color that she has basically the purple and blue color combo. Oh, that Stella has actually was inspired by Coral. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a fun fact you're gonna have to remember. And like you know, like on how like Stella has like a lot of blue on her. But that's kind of like why that's Coral is actually the reason why for that. All right. If I'm gonna be honest though, she's kind of teeter-tottering between Shoei and Mid. But since I actually really do like Coral, I guess like Shoei is like the best spot for her. Finally, wrapping up the trifecta of like Paw Patrol members, as of now at least, we have Roxy. Now, like this one is already obvious. You guys, if you guys have been like familiar with my channel and like that one community post I had, Roxy is definitely one of my favorite characters. So I literally have like 7 of my top 10 favorite characters up here. Like is it 7? Yeah, it's 7. And like the other 3 are like in the bottom though. Like I don't know, like Roxy is like just speaks Hot Wheels to me. That's at least what I'm getting out of her. She's literally the Hot Wheels pup of Paw Patrol. And it's also because like Monster Truck was like booming with Hot Wheels and like I guess like Paw Patrol wanted to like take advantage of that as well. So like yeah, I guess I could see Roxy as like one of my favorite characters. Also because I just real people also kind of like clown on her being like a recolor, like a remodeled Sweetie. But then again, like she is still different in some ways. I actually remember like the times I thought she was like a bull mastiff like Apollo, but like it turns out she's actually a Samoyed, a really small one to say because like she literally I think she's at the same height as Sky, and I don't know if I'm actually the one who sees this, but for some reason like I see her as Marshall's sister. Now I guess like it kind of stems from the fact that they're both white for pups. They also have blue eyes, and the fact that they also make jokes a lot. Only that Roxy's kind of more lean into the monster truck side of jokes. Like I don't use the idea of like Marshall and Roxy being like brothers and sister in my Rider canon. And but I guess like when you think about it, like seeing Marshall and Roxy as like brothers and sister, it just kind of feels it's not that far fetched when you start to think about it. Being that both of them are the Joker pups. That's- Oh yeah, and also like the reason why Roxy is is because it kind of stems from my shipping of her with Wildcat. So I guess like that there was that. Moving on to like the next few here. Okay, these ones are gonna be like a little bit hard for me, but for let's start with the junior patrollers first. If I'm gonna be honest, the junior patrollers all feel the same. Like they don't like they are I would say considered to be part of the Paw Patrol, but much like Robodoc, they don't really do much other than the fact that they are literally just cheerleaders. Like it's like because they literally like the Pomeranian dogs, the pom pom dogs basically. So I guess like like to me, I mean, I still like the characters, but I kind of prefer like their design in the movie than the show. So I guess like for all of them, they're gonna go into the mid tier basically. They were kind of useful in the Mighty movie though. Oh, distracting thing Victoria Vance long enough for Zuma to like rescue Sky. So I guess like that's a good enough role for them. But at the same time, like in the show, like they don't really do much. They're just only there being like cheerleaders basically. But then again, they are also kids, so I have to like be somewhat. They're basically like the kids in Paw Patrol, basically. Not like kids in like this way, like you have like you're an adult and then you have like a kid that's like idolizing you. They're more like kids in the pup sense, you know. So like everyone in the Paw Patrol is kind of like a grown up, and then like these three are like the children and characters. Okay, now let's start. Before we're gonna move on to the villains, let's start with like these obscure background characters a little bit. Let's start with Percy though. Now Percy, this weird little goober, he's such a weird little goober, and I love him. So I guess like I actually really love Percy. He, especially after watching Waki's catastrophe, I kind of like him more than Waki. So I guess like he goes into explaining showy. He is just a weird little goober. Like I love him. Like I just really love the way how he moves. He literally is a cartoon cat. Like don't get me wrong, like Waki's catastrophe always gives me like that great meme shots of just like like Percy bouncing around like a literal bouncy ball. All you literally can like get a lot of meme images, meme reactions out of Percy. He's just that much of a goober. He is a weird little goober, and I love him. I love him so much. He is yet to be a Paw Patrol member though, so I guess like I really wish that maybe we can get like an episode of him being a Paw Patrol member. Maybe he could be like Rocky's apprentice. Like that would have been a cool thing to have. He could also be like he could also join up with the Cat Pack member. Also, you guys may have noticed that even though I put Percy here, this is basically like the canon show version of Percy, not like the version of Percy where he's like literally way younger than like any of these characters. Next up, we're gonna move on to the rubble and crew, the construction crew members. First, yes, I'm gonna be including them here mostly because like they are kind of like prominent characters of the Paw Patrol, and like literally only Charger, Mix, and Motor have appeared in the show in Paw Patrol, while Wheeler, Crane, and Gravel have yet to appear in the show. Let's start with Charger first, though. He has appeared twice in the Paw Patrol series in season 9 and in the end of season 9 and like mid season 10. I guess for Charger, he used to be one of my favorite characters of the crew, but he kind of falls off as like mostly because like he kind of reminds me of Takaharu from Ninja, being like the energetic Red Ranger type of guy. Charger, I'm gonna put him as I guess like he's gonna go with Shoei. I actually do really like Charger though. It's also like the fact that he's also kind of like Rex having like a little bit of a disability, being that he has like one prosthetic leg. The difference is that like Charger only has like one of his legs amputated, while Rex's legs are like back legs or like had to be supported by his wheelchair gimmick. Yeah, for Charger, I love this guy though. So he's actually the first official French bulldog. So I guess I can see him being like French in some way. Next up is Mix. Mix is actually one of my. I guess like after watching the episode where Mix visits Adventure Bay, the Humsquare episode, I guess I've begun to really like Mix. Also, mostly because I really like to draw a lot of art projects, and also because I kind of vibe with her a little bit. I also kind of like. So I guess like she goes into extremely showy, mostly because of her artwork, basically. Like the thing is like because I'm also like a fellow artist in a way. Hey, I guess like me vibing with a character that's also an artist just kind of it's not that far fetched to be honest though. So also because like the Homesquare episode, while not many people like it, I actually kind of like it because like Mix is actually there showing off like that great artwork for Alex's Mini Patrol. moving on to Motor. Uh, Honestly, I feel like this one is a little bit hard for me, but if I'm have to be honest though, she's gonna go into the mid tier. I mean, not gonna lie, she's the reasoning for that is kind of like the same reason as like the junior patrollers. Although Motor kind of does a lot more because she's actually an official member of the crew, not like she's just like a supportive background character. Like she really is the Wrecking Ball member, but at the same time, like she is also just like a little kid in the family. So yeah, I think like mid tier was like the best placement for her. It was also kind of surprising when there was like that one, the Robo Ducky episode actually debuted Motor into the series though. Like I thought it was gonna be Mix who will appear first because of the Sky episode in Rubble and Crew, but no, they went for Motor first. Which honestly, Motor was actually kind of looking really cute in that episode though. Like the new pipeline, it just like it shows on how chubby she looks, which not gonna lie, I have the urge to just like hug her a lot. Wheeler, of course, he is like literally the oh, I didn't mean to do that. My mouse is just always so faulty sometimes. For Wheeler, he's literally the meme lord of Rubble and Crew. I guess like Shoei is just like the safe spot for me though. I do like Wheeler though, but I don't know if he's anywhere near the level of Mix for me at least. So I guess like for Wheeler, he's gonna go in the Shoei part. I mean, he's literally just the meme lord of Mobile and Crew. And also like people actually really do like Wheeler as well for some reason. I have no idea why. Like also because like maybe it's because like he is like the only one that's different out of the uh pups in the construction crew. Like all of them are like bulldogs, and he's literally the only one that's like different. I kind of forget what kind of breed he is though. Also, I see like some people actually do ship him with Rocky for some reason. I guess I can kind of see why. They're both the Tool members though, but he's also like the Joker, like Marshall as well. Let's see. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, like for Auntie Queen and Grandpa Gravel, they're both gonna go into the mid section, and at least because like even though they are also official members of Wubble and Crew Construction and members, they don't really do much. They don't appear in a lot of episodes along with Motor as well though. Like I don't know why. Like for some reason, like Motor, Auntie Crane, and Grandpa Gravel, they don't appear in a lot of Wubble and Crew episodes though. They do make some cameos, but that's not really enough for me at least. And that's just like it's kind of like hard for me to like get to know them a lot. So like I guess like the safe spot for them is probably here in the midsection with Motor. Well, at least they can and accompany Motor for a while. Okay, now after that we're actually gonna go with like the citizens of Adventure Bay now. We actually, or actually like the more obscure human characters. Let's go with Mayor Goodway. Yeah, I guess like it's already obvious that Mayor Goodway is not really my favorite character. I just don't really like the way and how everyone in Adventure Bay just like views her as like this perfect mayor that's really good, but at the same time she's also a little bit of a coward. If I'm gonna be honest though, she's gonna go here in the fog tier. Yes, she's gonna be our first fog tier here. Now that's kind of ironic considering that it's supposed to meant to say Foggy Bottom, but like, and she's literally the mayor of Adventure Bay. But yeah, I never really like Goodway a lot. Uh, I know she's supposed to be like the good mayor between her and Humdinger, but it's just like I don't know. I never really liked Goodway. It's just also because of that one episode, the tea time episode, that really aggravates me a lot. I don't know. Like I know Mayor Humdinger was supposed to be the most aggravating mayor, but like Mayor Goodway in that episode was just like, why? Like I understand you like Chicoletta, but do you really have to like make a dedicated bedroom to that chicken? Like I understand people who have like a bedroom dedicated for cats, but for chickens, yeah, she's gonna need some therapy though. So I wouldn't like of course like her being like a mayor, like she would have at least had like like find a better way to make sure that Chicoletta doesn't just ran off into some trouble that the Paw Patrol had to like save her like 1,000 times at least, or like 100 times at least, because like we know like Paw Patrol hasn't broken the 1,000 episodes yet. Let's see who else is next. Kate. That's basically Katie, Alex, Jay, Carlos, and Danny. Well, let's start with Katie first, though. Katie, I mean, she's already a decent character. I know like a lot of people like her, but like, I guess like I'm trying to believe she's also like been like in the receiving end of like being caught in some sort of trouble. But she does help a lot with the fact that she literally he helped Ryder lead the Paw Patrol while he was away. So I guess like that alone at least like helps her a lot. And also because like I do kind of like the idea of her like wearing Ryder's clothes as like as a temporary leader though. So I guess like for Katie, I guess she can go here and Showy. Because she at least helps at the Paw Patrol with a lot of things as well, especially he helping Ryder in leading the team while he was away with Dog. Yeah, I guess like that alone kind of like helps her a lot in this list. Moving on to Alex. Well, I guess like it's kind of the same thing with the Junior Patrols and Mulder. He's literally just a little kid. He does kind of like get himself into like some sticky situations, but he has helped the Paw Patrol in some way or another. And like I guess like in a way, if I would see this between him and Ryder, like what Ryder is literally the Naruto while Alex is the Konohamaru. So I guess like that alone, like I know he does help a lot. Well, at least like help in some occasions. But I guess like if we're gonna be entirely real here, he's gonna go into the mid section. And kind of the same goes with Jake, honestly though. Although for Jake, it's kind of a little bit of a confusing entry though. I don't know where to put him in this list, but I guess like if I want to be like a little bit safe for him, I guess like maybe in mid tier. Like I know it's also mostly because like I don't know why they decided to change his voice in like season 12. Like what happened to his original voice actor? Like he now sounds a lot like Francois, which even though like his character still remains the same, but his voice just like doesn't fit him anymore. I guess like that alone just kind of like downgraded my liking for Jake. Now we have Carlos and Danny, and also the princess. Uh, let's start with Danny first. Oh wait, no, let's start with Carlos first because he did appear before, or Danny. Carlos, I want to say he's definitely in the show a list as well. And the reason is actually the same why Katie's here. He did lead the Paw Patrol in Valiente basically. Like I don't know why they decided to like make Ryder to like stay back and like watch after the animals that escaped from the Shadow Jungle. But I guess like it kind of makes sense why he would nominate Carlos to be like the human companion in that special because like he knows the jungle full well and he probably already did like a lot of research about the hidden jungle, so about the shadow jungle, so maybe so he just feels like the fitting candidate to lead the Paw Patrol at that time. It would have been fun. It would have been nice to see Ryder actually have like a lot of action in Valiente, but again, I think Carlos was like the right choice for that, for having being in that spot. Uh, Next up is Danny. I mean, it shouldn't be really surprising. He's not really my favorite character. I know like some people like him because like he's literally just like a troublemaker, but to me, I feel like he always gets into like a lot of trouble, like quite frequently, honestly. Because like his antics always like kind of like can be annoying sometimes. I do have to say he is probably one of the more smarter characters because like he kind of leans into like the smarter type of characters because he literally creates his own stuff, like his rockets and like his upgrading his bike. But also like at the same time, those upgrades kind of do backfire on him. Man, man, my throat's a little bit sore, or I've been speaking like a lot. and some of those words don't really apply. But yeah, for Danny, I'm gonna put him in mid, mostly because, well, he is smart, but I guess like his recklessness is gonna be his main flaw. Okay, now last of like the good human characters, we have the Princess of Blankenburg, and you guys probably already know I don't really like her that much, mostly because of how she treats Sweetie though. Like I don't know why, but it's just like for some reason, like I know like both Mayor Goodwin and the Princess of Blankenburg are like meant to be like these good hit political characters, but for some reason like there's always like this one flaw, and that the fact that they're always so full of themselves sometimes, that just makes me don't really like them that much. Like for Mayo Goodway, I don't like her because like he's just real. For Mayo Goodway, I just don't like her because like she's kind of a more of a coward. Like, but people always talk about her being like this well rounded mayor. It's just like doesn't make sense. And for Princess of Barkenberg, she's just she always kind of treats Sweetie a little bit badly though. I feel like if she treats Sweetie with like giving her some recognition, maybe I wouldn't put the Princess of Barkenberg in this spot. Maybe I would put her in mid, but because of that flaw, she's gonna go down here in fog, which is kind of like ironic considering the fact that even though Sweetie's the bad guy between her and the princess, she's gonna go one spot higher though. Oh, actually, maybe not at 2 spots in Shoei though. She was like the first most Paw Patrol bad guy to be like a pup and not like a human like Mayor Humdinger. And also like I always really like Sweetie as like a character being like she's probably like the anti-hero of like Paw Patrol. Maybe like the first anti-hero because she kind of like teeter-totters between like being good or being bad, basically. I guess like her appearing in season 11 kind of like tarnished her character of being like a redeemed named character, or maybe like that was like earlier in season 10 with the that Neo Mighty Pup episode where she literally has like the ability to create anything, but like it was for the bad. So yeah, she kind of like teeter totters between like being good or being bad, basically. Basically like anti-hero stuff. And I think I would say like she's the perfect like anti-hero though. Alright, moving on with the rest of the bad guys. Let's just gonna get Hubcap out of the way. He's gonna go down to the bottom. It's just like I just don't really like that Hubcap though. Like I know he's supposed to be a bad guy, and I do kind of like these bad guy characters, but like Hubcap, he's just so irritating. He's always so full of himself. Well, that's all I have to say about Hubcap, honestly, though. Moving on, let's go Mayor Humdinger first. Now, the thing is that Mayor Humdinger, many people would definitely put him in fog. Like I can see like a lot of people put him in fog or Hubcap territory, but to me, this may come as surprising, but I'm putting him in Shoei. Yes, that's right. I like Mayor Humdinger more than Mayor Goodway. I think it's mostly because like Mayor Humdinger just has like a little bit more skill than Goodway. Well, Mayor Goodway is meant to be the good mayor of these two. Mayor Humdinger just seems more compelling to be a mayor, and that's not. And the reason for that is because like I feel like he's not really a bad guy. Like he's not really a good character by any means, but he's not a bad character. He's kind of like teeter-tottering from being good to bad from time to time. And I really like that about Mayor Humdinger. Or it's just like amongst every other Paw Patrol villains, he's the one that actually kind of helps the Paw Patrol in some way or another, because like he always calls for help. So I guess like to that alone, that just makes him like a more interesting villain. And if anything, he seems to be like a good a child in a way. I just feel like if anyone can like at least befriend Humdinger, like at least like giving him some like companionship, he could be a better person. Maybe not a good mayor like Goodway would be with Adventure Bay, or like maybe not a good mayor like for Foggy Bottom, but at least a good person, like a better person than he already was than he was back then. And so yeah, Humdinger, I think I really like him though. I do like his character. He is kind of funny though. I get that people are also really tired of him being like the most frequent villain to appear in every single Paw Patrol episode, but like at least to me, he kind of kind of like sets the balance for like being a good guy and bad guy at the same time. Much like Sweetie, he's probably like an anti-hero type of figure. May not be like an anti-hero, more like an anti-antagonist at least. It's also because like a lot of villains in Paw Patrol kind of like underestimated the Paw Patrol quite a lot. And Humdinger, I would say he probably has huge kind of like shows respect to the Paw Patrol. Like maybe not in the subtle, maybe not too subtly, but like is it? But it's there. Like the possibility of him actually showing respect to the Paw Patrol is like there on some scenes. You just have to like look closely on it. Moving on to these other villains though, Arby. I'm gonna put him as mid, honestly, though. I don't see him well as a bad guy. He's just only a pup that just like has to kind of forced to follow. Oh, sorry. He's just only like a good pup that's just like forced to obey Sid, which surprisingly I don't think I put Sid here. I just that's kind of like put Arby because he's just more prominent than Sid is. At the same time, though, I just don't see him as a villain. It's just kind of like he kind of strives from being a fog to mid, but I guess like people actually do like him, and I kind of do like his character as well. He's gonna go in the mid tier. It's just a safe spot for me to put some of these characters though. Like some characters that people don't like, but I kind of do like in one way or another. Or that's just like what the mid tier is actually gonna be here for. Harold, um, Harold. Honestly, I think this one is kind of like weird for me, but at least because he kind of does as Tito Taro between showy and mid. I guess like maybe for me at least, he's gonna go into the showy side because like he is also a genius villain as well though. Like he is a tactical genius in a way, but at the same time he's also kind of like just a brat of a child. So I guess that's my safe spot for me is that he's gonna go for mid. I do like the fact that he is like a genius character though. That at least makes him more like a compelling villain character. But at the same time, he's always so full of himself. He just doesn't really hit right for me. Ladybird, Bird Lady. Mm, she's gonna go in Fog. I don't really like her that much though. Oh, I know her name is Ladybird, but I just like to call her Bird Lady just to make fun of her. It's just like I don't know why she's always so annoying to watch. Moving on to Copycat. Okay, Copycat is actually one of my personal favorite villains though. So I guess like for me, because of how powerful he is though, I'm gonna have to put him in extremely showy. He, I think it's also because like the fact that he can literally use any Paw Patrol powers just makes him like one of the more intimidating bad guys though. Oh, like he can use from like Chase Super Sky Storm powers and then like Marshall's Heat powers. He can basically like swap around whatever power fits for the scenario of evil he's doing. So I guess like putting him in extremely showy just kind of makes a lot more sense. He was also the base for me and Hino to make Copycat though, so like there was also that, and also because like I kind of do really like his purple super villain outfit, and the fact that he was also like the first Paw Patrol villain. He was also like one of the first few Paw Patrol villains that actually frames the Paw Patrol for something that they didn't do is also insane. Like Sweetie does that with Chase, while Copycat does that with Marshall. Oh, like it would have been really fun to see like one of these villains to like do like a framing basically. Like they frame the Paw Patrol for something, one of the Paw Patrol for something that they didn't do, like how Sweetie did with Chase, framing him for stealing the crown, even though he didn't do it, and Copycat framing Marshall for all the heat related incidents that he did, even though Marshall wasn't the one that did it. Now, okay, we're almost done with this list. Next up, we have Gasket and Dwayne. Uh, let's go with Dwayne first, though. Now, I guess like for Dwayne, he's kind of like the same with Arby. I just don't really see him that much as a villain. He's more of just like a good pup that just like ends up being in the wrong side of the team, basically. Like he's basically he like even though he's a big guy, he's also the gentle giant, and like he's also very nice as well. Even though that there are some moments where he does commit to causing trouble, he just feels more of a softy to me. So I don't really see him well as a compelling bad guy, but I don't hate him that much. So I guess like the mid section is actually the best bet for me. For Gasket, I think she's the slightly better member of the Rough Pack. I know for a fact that people actually like her more than Dwayne or Hubcap. Uh, so I think like putting her in Shoei just makes a lot more sense, honestly. And also because like hey, Gasket to me, I don't know if anyone actually thought of this, but she always reminds me of Luna, that wolf girl character from Hell of a Boss. I think that was the name of that show. I don't know. I know the character. I just kind of forgot what the name of her show was. But yeah, Gasket kind of goes into the showy list because because out of the Rough Pack, she is the most compelling character, and I feel like her being rivals with Wildcat kind of like makes a lot more sense because like they're both portrayed to be really fast in some way or another, but like we all know Wildcat's probably the one that will get the better edge out of these two. Although like Gasket could technically win if she cheats, basically, but like Wildcat would probably still win even if she cheats. Moving on to the Duke of Flappington. Uh, I guess for me, he's gonna go in the fog section. I know he's supposed to be like a compelling villain character to like Jet Rescue, but that's only it. Live stream, life like it will come. It, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Like, my mom just came in and I had to like turn off the AC because I had to like she's cooking rice basically. But yeah, for the Duke of Flappington, I'm gonna put him in like the section mostly because well, yeah, he just doesn't seem compelling in Rescue Knights to me, at least. He was a compelling villain in Jet to the Rescue, which is like, and the fact that he was able to like lift up Barking Brook into the sky makes him more intimidating. But at the same time, yeah, he's just not gonna be compelling in Rescue Knights. I mean, for some reason they just like decided to give him the Mayor Humdinger treatment by just making him like a bit more comedic villain instead of like an intimidating villain. And back then, all right, we're down to like my final three members here, the final three villains. Claw, yeah, for Claw, I'm gonna put him in like I think it's kind of obvious. Like I'm gonna be putting these three in extremely showy. So like Claw, Claw, Moby, and Boomer, they're gonna go in extremely showy, and they're also like my top three favorite Paw Patrol villains as well. Let's start with Claw first. For Claw, uh, I think like the idea of him being like a fallen knight just seems kind of interesting to me at least, because like I was like thinking maybe he was like some type of like maybe he was like a bit of a good pup back then, but after like being power hungry with his position, he just like started to like throw off his knight's code and just like start to become like a villain. And it's also because he kind of reminds me of Wolzord from Magi Ranger, like the purple and silver knight armor he has just reminds me of that character, which is also a character I will like as well as Guy Sorg from Rear Soldier, or because like again purple and silver knight armor, it just feels like, and also because like Claw is also Sky's main rival in my whiteout story. I made him like the Sasuke Uchiha type of villain, basically. For Moby, I think the reason why Moby here is here in Extremely Show is because he's actually one of the few Paw Patrol characters I can relate to. I'm a bit of an antisocial type of guy, and for Moby, he's kind of like that too. I can kind of relate to him. It's also because like I did like that one video of like me speaking Moby's lines. I just feel like it feels like my type of character though. Like also because like once again, blue is also my favorite color. So like Moby being a villain that's like blue and he's actually a character I like just kind of like makes him more compelling for me at least. I do like his blue and green combo though. I don't know if people actually see his blue being the more prominent color or maybe the green, but for me at least, I think the blue is actually his more prominent color. He's just also a really fun guy to watch as well, though. I do like the idea of him just like kind of like these moments where like he's stuck to his McSquidly friend. It's just kind of funny. As for Boomer, well, what is there to say other than the fact that he's probably the most destructive villain there is, though? Like, what's probably more scary than the fact that we have like a pub that can ride dragons with marshmallows, as well as like a pub that can actually like a genius inventor pub that literally can like lift Puplantis out of the ocean. How about a pup that can literally just like destroy all of Adventure Bay with a monster truck though? Like I know he didn't really destroy Adventure Bay, but it's just the fact that he was able to like take over Adventure Bay at one point, turning all the city into like his own stunt arena. That's just like an insane feat. Like I don't think like there was any other villains in Paw Patrol that was capable of making Adventure Bay into their own domain. Like Boomer was definitely the first one to did that though. Like he literally graffitied like draw graffitis of himself and like his motifs all over Adventure Bay, creating like a ton of mess with his slime. It's just like that's like really impressive. Like amongst any other Paw Patrol villains, like I think Boomer kind of like deserves like number one at this point. But yeah, with that said, that's all the Paw Patrol characters for this list. We have like extremely showy. We have Chase, Sky, Zuma, Rex, Wildcat, Shade, Roxy, Percy, the weird little goober, Mix, Copycat, Claw, Moby, and Boomer. For the showy side, we have Ryder, Marshall, Rocky, Wubble, Everest, Tracker, Ella, Liberty, Rory, Coral, Charger, Wheeler, Katie, E, Carlos, Sweetie, Mayor Humdinger, and Gasket. Like the one that this is the one that has the most characters. For the mid, we have Robodog, Tuck, Leo, Al, the Junior Patrollers, who's Nano, Minnie, and Tot, Motor, Auntie Queen, Grandpa Gravel, Alex, Jake, Danny, Arby, Harold, and Dwayne. For the Fog section, we have Goodway, Princess of Barkingburg. Why they never really gave her like a proper name. Ladybird and the Duke of Flappington. Like I guess like that's no reason why these two are like down here in Fog. We just never get like a proper name for them. And then for the Hubcap section, obviously Hubcap. Well, and that's basically it. That's my tier list as for Paw Patrol characters that I found to be the most prominent in the show. But what do you guys think? Do you guys have like a different entry for this list? If you have, let me know. And like, I'm definitely going to be publishing this link on my DeviantArt account so that you guys can actually do your own tier list there. But then again, I'm glad that you guys are like here watching me just like speaking my heart out. This is about these Paw Patrol characters. I just don't have anything else to do right now. Like I'm done with my Paw Patrol when my first part of my Paw Patrol and Hot Wheels Power Force 5 story. I'm still like thinking of like and like this is like a period for me to like taking breaks from making two stories at a time. So like yeah. But anyway guys, like let's thanks thanks a lot for like staying with me here throughout all of this. It is and I'm also gonna be like ending this is where I'm gonna be leaving my stream for a while, because like it's also really hot in here and I need to like open the door. I don't door. So like at the same time, guys, this is GFrost23 signing off till next time. Oh yeah, and also be sure to let me know what your Paw Patrol character tiers are in this list. Like these are mine basically, but I'm letting you all but you are free to like put your own list here, like your own characters in whatever list here. Just do your thing. Don't be ashamed about it. And if no one agrees with you, don't give a frick about it. Okay. Anyways, this is GFrost23 signing off. Till next time.